Hey guys, welcome back to Seventh Layer Oddities. I'm TJ. Today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to talk about the Ouija board and its mysteries behind the Ouija board, just at least in my own personal reference. I actually just did a video where I was reading off the internet and my mic kind of did something weird, and so I changed it, and now I'm just going to go off the top of my head and my own personal references and the way that I think about. And for 2 seconds, I just want to say, leave your beliefs of this normal world and your closed-mindedness at the table if you're going to watch this, because I want this to be open-minded and just believe that these things can happen. I also have some videos to show you of my own personal experiences with the Ouija board. So first of all, I want to tell you a little bit of the history of the Ouija board, as if I just read it and it's coming out of my mouth. Maybe it's a little better to hear it from me than some lame on the YouTube or something. I don't know. Not like saying anyone's lame or nothing. It was brought up in about 1891. It first came to advertisements saying as a mystical toy to communicate with the paranormal, pretty much. And it started eating it up. People started eating it up. And during that time, everybody wanted to do something at home. My dad even tells me stories of him back when he was little. His mom used to bring out the Ouija board, and they used to use it all the time as a toy. Like, it was just a normal thing. During the 1940s and 50s, like when World War II was around, it got bought up a lot, people trying to communicate with dead relatives. Also during the Vietnam War, during all the, the hippie thing going on in San Fran, all the riots going on in Detroit and all that, like people are eating that up too in like the 1960s. So, I mean, not only were people trying to contact spirits a lot during those times, but also the people selling the boards were making a killing off them, like they didn't care about these people trying to actually communicate with their loved ones. They were just selling boards and making a profit, a hefty profit. So, I mean, you got to think it goes back 120 years. I mean, Ouija, the name Ouija isn't from a German word meaning yes and French meaning we, like it's not that it actually comes from this lady called Helen Peters. She was a medium, I do believe, and during a seance she saw these letters come through or something of that nature, and that's where the name Ouija come from. On the board it spelled out like good luck when they asked the name of the word Ouija, and it spelled out good luck. So they believe that is the actual meaning of Ouija. But still to this day, it's not really said like where a Ouija board actually started. The name Ouija is known, but the actual origin of a Ouija board is unknown. Isn't that crazy? The origin of a Ouija board is unknown. That's insane. That is insane. So I find that very interesting that they still to this day cannot find the origin of a Ouija board. A lot of toy companies, well, let's take a step back. Toy companies, again, 120 years, and still to this day, Ouija boards are being sold as a child's toy, a kid's toy. It's a toy. And all the stories and movies you've seen on this toy, that's very interesting. This toy, you can just go buy for your kids. It should have like a professional use warning label on it or something, because The Exorcist is based off a Ouija board, like all these things are based off Ouija boards. I want to tell you guys a little experience that I have with Ouija boards. So I bought my Ouija board about a year ago. It's handmade. I got it off Etsy. It's beautifully done. Wood, burnt in, glass top, planchette is handmade. Little velvet felt things on the bottom to make it slide good. Very beautiful piece. I thank you for making it for me. The thing is beautiful. Anyways, I have used it, I feel about 4, maybe 5 times now myself. My ear just started ringing. That's weird. So I've used it about 4 or 5 times myself. The first time I didn't get any luck, but the second time when I went out to Canyon Hill Cemetery, here's the story. So I put the Ouija board down, I turned on a couple lights next to me. I start using the Ouija board, one of my lights starts going out, and it keeps going out, and then I just turn it off because it's just annoying. So I have one light next to me, I turn on my headlamp, turns red, right? I'm sitting there doing the Ouija session, asking questions, and then I notice in front of me sticks start to move, like as if someone took a step and the twigs like popped up right in front of me. It's in the video. It's very hard to see in the video, but when I was there, like, it was right in front of me, and you can barely see it in the video. It's barely, very minute. You have to see it. Like, you would have to play a bunch of multiple times to see it. So as I'm doing the Ouija session, though, it gets quiet. And then I start hearing this dragging sound, as if almost a giant was coming through the woods behind me. Like, I can't even explain. Like, it's so real. Like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. This thing was walking straight towards me, behind me, as I'm mid Ouija session, which is very weird, and it scared me so bad I had to like stop the Ouija session, say goodbye, turn my headlamp on, and turn around and look to see what was coming behind me. And the weird part is, as soon as I stop the Ouija session in the video, you can hear it walking towards me, and as soon as I stop, no more noise. Very weird.
It's getting weird around here. Something is moving behind me. I'm gonna go goodbye now. Goodbye.
I didn't even notice that while I was there. I might have, but it's very odd, you know? It's a very odd thing. And another time, I was at my old house. Me and my buddy Shredder just got done using a Ouija board. Nothing happened. Later that night, though, I was sitting on the couch, and I hear a noise in the back of my house. Kind of like a loud knock. Kind of like, loud knock. And me being a paranormal researcher now, like, I sat there and I was like, if there's anything else there that would like to communicate, could you make another noise? Can you do something for me? And immediately after I said that, a cat out front of my front door goes, just so loud. It was so frightening. It sounded demonic, almost like this cat came from hell. Like, it was so scary immediately after I asked the question. So I start tearing up, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that was crazy. What are the chances, And my normal brain's like, the cat's outside. But, like, the coincidence of that happening right after I said that, and that night we did the Ouija session, it's just, I opened the door, nothing's there. No cat. I looked around, no cat. That's crazy. That is crazy. I can't even explain it. I can't. So those are kind of my Ouija sessions so far with my board. Nothing too dramatic. I haven't had it move on me yet. A lot of people, my buddy Sniff said he won't even touch a board anymore because of the frightening things that have happened. So I'm a firm believer in all things weird and paranormal, like, I believe it, Some people are so frightened of the Ouija board. There's also demons that come through on the Ouija board that people are frightened of, like the Zozo demon. If you don't know the Zozo demon, he's a very big I just got the chills saying that. He's very big in the Ouija world, and it'll spell out Z-O over and over again. So please, actually, right now, I would like to take the time to go over the do's and the don'ts of using a Ouija board. Here are the do's and don'ts. I read multiple different people's things. These are my do's and don'ts of the Ouija board. Personally, you know what I'm saying? So the do's, you want to be very, very, like, in the moment with the Ouija board. Do not fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Take these things serious. If it's true and things can come through and contact you on a spirit board, you need to take these things serious. And if you actually want to communicate, you have to be with people that are willing to take it serious with you. You don't want to be messing around with these kind of things. You just never know. You never know. So, now that we got that issue settled, take it very serious. Light some candles, be in a dark room, all cell phones off, no distractions. Be in the moment. You only want really one person talking and asking questions, as it's going off energy. The bigger the group, I would probably go off maybe one or two people talking. Probably just one. You just want really one person communicating, because it could throw off the whole session if everyone's talking and trying to ask questions. Don't ask dumb questions like, when am I going to die? Because I feel like the spirits are just going to give you a bullshit answer and you're going to be so scared. Don't trust these spirits. If you're asking questions and you're fully believing them with everything they're saying, they might be taunting you. They might be using you. Don't believe everything. You don't believe everybody in the world. Don't believe every spirit that's going to come through and talk to you. Everyone says don't do it alone. I've been doing it alone myself every single time. It's probably a big no-no, but I'm kind of testing it out. I'm really putting that to the test to see if it's like a big no-no. So far I'm fine. I'm fine. Nothing too crazy has happened so far, but what can I say? And a couple no-nos, I've already said, like, be in the moment. You don't want anybody fucking around. Always say goodbye in a Ouija session. Always say goodbye. Do not leave the board open. People say don't leave your planchette out on your Ouija board. Don't leave your Ouija board out. I leave my Ouija board out all the time with the planchette on it. I'm doing like the exact opposite of what people are telling me to do. I'm kind of testing it, so it's very interesting to me. When you want to start the communication, almost kind of like dialing the spirit board, I always rotate counterclockwise in a circle 3 times. And just remember, the Ouija board is a very, very mysterious thing. A lot of movies, a lot of poems, a lot of books, a lot of everything. There's a lot of things based off Ouija boards. And that's why I find it so mysterious, because there's still no answer to what this thing really is. And people are so scared of it, maybe just because movies, books they've read. Is it really that scary of a thing, or is it really a thing we can use to communicate with the other side? That's why I'm so interested in it. And I'm very, I'm not fully 100% on it's real, but I'm also not fully 100% like that it's like not fake. Like I believe there's something there. There's way too many encounters with weird stuff using a Ouija board. So that's really all I had to talk about with the Ouija board tonight. I just wanted to really go over a short video, talk about what I thought, my experiences, a little history, the do's and don'ts. So if you have any questions, or if you have any stories, I would love to hear them. I might even go over some stories. If you have some stories, send them to me. We can get in contact and you can send them and I'll read out your stories on here. But it's just very interesting, the Ouija board. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Just trying to do things while I'm in between things, you know what I'm saying? So I'm TJ Roy, 7th Layer Oddities. I'll catch you next time, alright?